I want to start with you first, Bishop Austin Igbasan. Looking at the issues arising where it has been referred in the past, where Donald Trump, the President of America, made derogatory terms to African countries. And just now we are seeing possible outcomes that this visit of the President to Donald Trump could yield out positive results in the area of economy, security, and fighting corruption. What do you make of this? Do you see such enhancement coming up soon?
Definitely, there is none of the African leaders can rule without wanting to have an alliance with America. And with what the man has said, like I said about Donald Trump, he's made some statements like African as he told.
We mustn't use that word.
No, what I mean is that
made some derogatory terms to African countries.
Those statements that were made, eventually, when he wants to make appointments, Yoruba man was one of the first people he appointed in America when he came into power. Ogunleye, he appointed him and he said, "What you have done, the track record you have done in business, I want you to bring it to bear in America." So I think the relationship between U.S. and America will bring a lot of good things to Nigeria. Number one, it will help our economy, and also in the area of security. I think there's going to be some level of assistance if really Nigeria is calling for assistance. So, because you can also meet someone and may not tell the person you needed an assistance. I think where we have in our security network in Nigeria, we had to ask for help. And America is one of the countries that can stretch forth their hand of help, either in training of our security apparatus and also in equipments and other areas. So I feel that the visit is going to generate some things. It's just about what is presented in the course of the visit and the area of discussion, and being open enough to say, okay, we are overwhelmed with what we are going through and we needed an assistance.
Let's come back to the Nigeria and U.S. relations. Looking at the approval of the sales of those weapons to Nigeria and the President's letter to the National Assembly talking about how it has paid part of the money, $496 million to the American Treasury as part payment. I heard legislative approval. What do you make of that, Bishop Austin?
That's an abuse of office. Because, like I said, if Mr. A did something and me, Mr. B, I come and I said I want to enforce a change, I think I should not continue in what Mr. A did that makes me to say I want to initiate a change.
In the face of emergency,
in the face of
security, urgencies,
it took September.
In the face of the deadline that we must at which pay that amount of money.
My brother, what
are you considering that?
Between September and February, what emergency are you talking about? And the Tucano you are talking about will never arrive Nigeria until 2020. So how would the Tucano fly from that place and be helping Benue killing and be helping every other thing? Now we are talking of something that will come 2020, and we want to pay now.
Okay, but for a country fighting terrorism, are you saying that it's not a huge step to be taken?
But what I'm saying is that we will look at what led to this. This is the Constitution. The Constitution is bigger than every person. It's bigger than even insurgency you are talking about. Yeah. It's bigger than it controls us. It's a control. This is our own control tower. What stop if we have such an emergency? That shows you that there is a barrier, a wall of partition between legislators and the executive. What does it take the president to call the Senate leadership? We are having an issue that needs emergency. Please, anything you can do. The party control the majority in the legislature. They are the one that is executive. What stops the president of calling them and say, ladies and gentlemen, we have an issue at hand. I don't know what you can do. What we can do to fast track this. Look at the timeline we are having. September to February is not an emergency. If it takes September to February, it's not an emergency. It's just about not going through the due process. If I didn't go through a due process, and this is what the Constitution says, will I not be humble enough to say I have done something wrong?
But the president has been on this. Even the presidency, the executive has been on this in aspect of the $1 billion that needed to be taken from the federal account in fighting terrorism.
That
Has
was
that not been a long time?
How many weeks ago that one was mentioned? That was less than 8 weeks ago that the issue of $1 billion came up. $1 billion is less than 8 weeks ago. What I'm saying is that if there is no communication between executive, you don't talk about emergency. There is an emergency, fine. But what we want to buy is coming 2020. What do you mean by emergency? Well, how would that to kind of help us between now and 2019? That is the question I want to ask you now. The Tucano we are paying for now is coming 2020. How is the Tucano going to help us? Is it that when they are manufacturing it there, we will be seeing the effect in Nigeria here? If it is not going to be like that, why don't I follow the constitution and call the people? The president is APC, the leadership of the legislature is APC. What does it take? If I'm a bishop of a church now, and I call my executive and we talk on issues, even when there is no service and we have something that come up urgently, I have to call some few persons in the church. I will not call the whole member of the church. I call few persons and say, look at what happened to Sister F. We need to take a decision now. What do we do now? I will sit down. I won't fold my hand and say, okay, as a bishop, I should unilaterally take decision. The money that we are coughing out, is it the president that owns the money? Is it not the commonwealth of everybody? Does he have a unilateral power to release it out? If other presidents have done that in the past, but this market with a slogan of change, and everybody follow suit, that is, we are going to change from the way they used to do it before. That is the essence. So what stopped them? Look at what is the distance between Aso Rock, where president is staying, to where Sharaki is staying. What is the distance? Is democracy not about communication? I'm afraid because the way we are going in this country, if I have an opportunity, I will live with my children because the way I see, because you see elderly people, if you're supposed to say, the elderly people are supposed to say the truth, you will see them coming to bend things and say, because this man is my man, because I belong to a social party. If my brother in the church committed something many years ago, he was the only organist we have. I fired him for 1 year, and the church was dancing like that without organist. I will have piano there because I want the church to know that it's not my church, it's the church of Jesus. And if my brother has done something wrong, I will not say, oh, he's a bishop's junior brother, let me use her to rub his head, and he should continue. I stood by the word of God. If we are talking of change, and the constitution said before any money is spent, it must be appropriated by this executive legislature, even though if I don't like Saraki face, I will have to you are a father of all. For goodness sakes, not everybody in church now that believe me. It's not everybody in my church that obey me, but they are all my children. And I should call them together because I have a place I'm taking them to, which is heaven. And I should see them as my children and be able to relate with them.
Thank you, Bishop Igbasan. You spoke much about if you have the opportunity, you would have moved with your children.
By the grace of God.
I know you're not talking. You're not referring to your biological children alone.
Yes, I would have done with my church member.
All right. And I know you are not also referring to your church members alone.
Yes.
We are also by the grace of God. And I know it's going to be the entire citizens of this country. But that shouldn't be the way forward.
Yes, my own is that I want to beg us that we should try and do things properly. You cannot use illegality to fight illegality. So let us try as much as, and this makeup, this cosmetic way of painting somebody we love, even when the person is wrong and is doing something that is against the law of the land, this way of packaging it, let us stop this spirit. It won't help us. It will not help this country.